So Jim Carrey and Cat Williams has been giving us bangers on top of bangers. But because they've been sitting here exposing Hollywood for who they really are, you guys will sit there and shun them and put them to the back burner like they're not telling the truth. So in this interview that you're about to see, you're going to see a little bit of commercial because you can't see no work without commercial. So if you see a little commercial, just embrace it. Don't be mad about it. Just know you got an intermission. Go get you a drink and get you some popcorn because the drama is still going. Okay? So Cat Williams, Jim Carrey been exposing Hollywood for who they really was since day one, and you guys been ignoring the situation. You guys been sitting there saying, nah, they lying, because you want some more hitters. But the hitters is not the hitters when you sitting here sacrificing and you're sitting here disrespecting and more people is dying. But this is all alleged. This is, you know what I'm saying? But the ones that know the truth, and we're not closing our eyes to nothing. So every time you close your eyes to what a celebrity is saying, especially when they're telling you the truth, you know what I'm saying? Ice Cube been sitting here telling y'all for the longest since they're not part of the club. They've been exposing these people for who they was, but you guys are too busy wanting to be entertained and you guys don't care to listen. So y'all go ahead and look at these clips. Y'all go look at these clips with these commercials. Get your popcorn ready. Get your drink ready because people is getting exposed for who they really are. We exposing people in 2024. We ain't playing. We exposing people in 2024. You can close your eyes if you want to. But don't close your eyes to the truth. Please don't.
Themselves from the Hollywood crowd, and they've recently teamed up to reveal some of the industry's darkest secrets.
I want to move on. I want to create. I want to annoy people that are, businessmen that want to take advantage of me.
A few years back, Jim Carrey willingly walked out on his lucrative movie career, but not before he exposed the gatekeepers who run Hollywood. And as for Cat, Hollywood tried to cancel him many times too, but he's still out there exposing their hypocrisy and shady practices. So what did Jim and Cat witness that made them walk away from Hollywood? What exactly did they reveal about the industry's darkest secrets? Let's get into it.
They're in the woods in a circle, naked, and they decide these things. And, look at them trying to come it up.
The recent controversy surrounding the movie Sound of Freedom has sparked a huge wave of backlash against Hollywood, with fans calling out celebrities who are staying silent on this important issue. However, not everyone in Hollywood is willing to compromise their principles for a check, and there are still celebs who would rather leave it all behind than sell their souls to the industry. And two of them are none other than comedy giants Jim Carrey and Cat Williams, who have both been trying to expose Hollywood's most depraved secrets for years. Let's start with Jim Carrey, because a bunch of his interviews recently resurfaced, in which he exposed a secret society that allegedly runs the entertainment industry. Throughout the 90s and early 2000s, Jim Carrey was one of the best paid actors in the world. He was actually the first actor to earn $20 million for a single film for his role in The Cable Guy. However, sometime in the mid-2010s, Jim came face-to-face with the dark side of the industry, and after he started speaking out on what he witnessed, he suffered a terrible personal tragedy, leading to speculations that shadowy figures in Hollywood were trying to traumatize him and punish him for exposing their actions. So what precisely did Jim reveal about the dark Hollywood secrets? And was his life really threatened for exposing them? Well, recent discussions among fans have focused on a hidden clique of gatekeepers who allegedly control Hollywood. People like Kanye West, Dave Chappelle, Cat Williams, and Ice Cube have all alluded to this secretive group. And as a result, they all faced backlash and serious career setbacks. As for Jim Carrey, while he's been mocking Hollywood for years, it was his 2014 appearance on Jimmy Kimmel that finally made people realize that Jim wasn't joking at all. After Kimmel introduced him, Jim walked in using a hand gesture believed to be an Illuminati sign, and implying his intent to expose the secret society that rules Hollywood. And while his comments were met with laughter, Jim said that entertainers and talk show hosts like Jimmy Kimmel are used by the government to make people laugh and distract from important societal issues.
Talk show hosts, people on television, people in sitcoms have been hired by the government to throw you off the track, to distract you, to make you laugh and stuff like that, make you happy and docile so you don't know what's really going on. You know, and they get out there in the woods in a circle naked and they decide these things and, you know, and you know, look at him trying to come with that. It's hilarious.
During that time, there were also a lot of speculations that Kimmel's audience remained silent while Jim was discussing the government and the Illuminati. And multiple people who were present that night alleged that a laughter track was inserted later on. But it gets even more disturbing from here. Almost exactly 1 year following Jim's appearance on Jimmy Kimmel, Jim's ex-girlfriend, makeup artist Catriona White, passed away due to a suspected OD. After Catriona's death, her ex-husband filed a wrongful death lawsuit against Jim, alleging that Jim unlawfully provided Catriona with prescription drugs. And around this time, the media started working overtime to demonize Jim, and they basically blamed him for his girlfriend's death. However, Jim denied these claims and issued a heartfelt statement, hinting that he was being targeted by people who were exploiting Catriona's death and using it against him. In his statement, Jim said, "What a terrible shame. It would be easy for me to get in a back room with this man's lawyer and make this go away. But there are some moments in life when you have to stand up and defend your honor against the evil in this world. I will not tolerate this heartless attempt to exploit me or the woman I loved." Jim also went on to assert that Catriona had been dealing with personal challenges long before he entered her life. And he added, "I really hope that someday soon people will stop trying to profit from this and let her rest in peace." Ultimately, the lawsuit against Jim was dismissed, but this tragedy had a lasting impact on him, and it turned him even further away from Hollywood. In fact, in 2018, Jim told The Hollywood Reporter that his plan from the start was to ruin and expose Hollywood because he never felt like he was part of their club. "My plan was not to join Hollywood. It was to destroy it," Jim said. Like, take a gigantic sledgehammer to the leading man and to all the seriousness. "I just didn't want to be in the business anymore. I didn't like what was happening. The corporations taking over." Jim also said that he decided to focus on his favorite hobby, painting, because he got tired of having a committee in the way telling him what the idea must be to appeal to a four-quadrant whatever. Meanwhile, Jim's comments about Hollywood gained even more attention due to his viral interview at New York Fashion Week, when he criticized the industry's shallowness.
I wanted to find the most meaningless thing that I could come to and join, and here I am.
They're
I
celebrating.
mean, you got to admit it's completely meaningless.
Well, they say they're celebrating icons inside.
Celebrating
Do you believe in
icons, boy, that is just the absolute lowest aiming, you know, possibility that we could come up with. It's like icons.
And while the mainstream media once again tried to paint Jim as crazy, fans were starting to pay more attention to his message. But then, when Jim announced last year that he plans to leave Hollywood permanently and focus on painting, fans started speculating that Jim's life was being threatened by the people he tried to expose. "I really like my quiet life, and I really like putting paint on canvas, and I really love my spiritual life," Jim said. "And I feel like, and this is something you might never hear another celebrity say as long as time exists, I have enough. I've done enough. I am enough." Fans also couldn't help but notice many parallels between Jim's situation and another comedy giant, Cat Williams, who also openly talked about the secret society that runs Hollywood before he was demonized and effectively blacklisted. Back in 2013, Cat was talking to Black Tree TV about his role in Scary Movie 5, and he claimed that part of the reason the media is always running negative stories about him is because he refused to join the ranks of the Illuminati.
Some of us are against the Illuminati, and we are against the Illuminati at our own detriment. When people are against the Illuminati, then they get punched in the face all the time. The press hates them.
Everybody wants to be milk. It remains the undefeated, real, healthy, tasty beverage champion.
Punched in the face all the time. The press hates them, and nobody likes them.
Cat further clarified that he was initially unaware of the real-life dangers associated with speaking out against the secret Gatekeepers Club, and he said he had to be stung 1,000,000 times before he realized what he was dealing with.
Kevin doesn't have to worry about what people are going to say about him wearing a dress because of the long line of dress-wearing people before him.
And more recently, Kat started trending again after suggesting that the infamous Oscars slap incident between Will Smith and Chris Rock was a staged humiliation ritual. And he also explained that everything you see on screen is carefully planned and orchestrated by the industry higher-ups.
I'm saying that everything that happens in a business that's based off of pretend that seems like a setup is. These are when two large boulders come together and you can't see Chris Rock winning at all. He's humiliated. If you were going to slap a comedian, he was the number one to slap, head of the coons, so slappable. And if you're going to slap him, you just need the greatest guy, the bestest guy, the one who's shown us him being on his best behavior since the 90s. That guy is the one that will have to slap him in order for the type of ratings we need and attention to be on this thing.
So in light of the ongoing controversy surrounding Sound of Freedom, fans are revisiting Jim and Kat's old interviews, and they're saying these two men have been warning us about Hollywood the whole time. Jim Carrey has been trying to tell us for years, one fan said. He is a brave man to do so. I pray they don't get him. And another person added, I think it's great that all of these actors are letting the truth be known to everyone. Thank all of you for speaking the truth. But let's hear your thoughts on Jim and Kat's comments about the secret society in Hollywood. Do you think these two left the industry because they refused to join the so-called gatekeepers club? Let us know in the comments. And don't miss out on this.